the proposal only outlines that that any of these proposed items be carried out over the next 30 years in phases. So,
Which I think is actually kind of interesting because Dave from Fresh Baked had mentioned that at the end of his video about that it said in the clause, this is going to be a 30 plus year, working. And, when you stop and you think about it and say, well, why can't this all be done now? Or why can't this be done in like 5 to 10 years? In a way, I think that's a good thing for Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what everybody wants to say. Disneyland will never be completed, so you want that to keep on moving. So it makes me feel good to say, hey, 30 plus years from now, Disneyland will still be moving, quote unquote, forward.
Yeah, I agree with you, George. I mean, you don't want not to be too gross here, but you don't want to blow your wad all at once. I mean, you kind of want to have a little bit of like, you want to save some stuff, for future expansions. You don't want to build everything at once and then you have nothing again in 5 years. You want to be able to have, land and room to grow for decades. So the 30-year plan is a smart one. And look, here's the thing. I know a lot of fans hate the idea of change. I hate the idea of change. If you don't like change at Disneyland or even DCA, this Disneyland Forward proposal is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Because if you don't expand the perimeters of where Disney can build theme park, then you're going to inevitably come to the point where you're going to have to destroy and build on top of old stuff forever. So I don't want to ever get to a point where it's like either like we save the Tiki Room or we get a new ride. I don't want to get to that point. And the only way we don't get to that point anytime soon is from proposals like this. We need more land to expand. Otherwise, all these other attractions that we love so dearly are on the chopping block potentially because there's just no other room to go,
Yeah, and that's the argument that Disneyland, Disney themselves use in the Disneyland Forward project. It's like, hey, look, we're getting to a point here where we're, like you said, we're going to have to take things out if we're going to ever expand. And they obviously want to, prevent that from happening, or at least push it off until all of their existing land is saturated. And really, that's the thing about this. It really isn't, they're not buying new real estate, so to speak. They're taking the real estate they already own, they already pay taxes on, they already own outright, and are simply just rezoning it for development of either theme park space or hotel space or whatever. They're looking for is just flexibility when it comes to the constraints already provided on them, certain capacity constraints and how much land they own currently. They're just looking to use the land they currently have and be given the option of being flexible with it.
Right, exactly. So this is a great. I mean, look, I'm actually very like George said. I'm really encouraged by the the 30-year timeline. I want them to kind of be like a slow burn, so to speak. I want them to take their time and really flesh these things out. I don't want it to be rushed. I don't want it to just kind of be like here's everything at once. So it's interesting.